you're thinking about launching a new podcast, what are some things you should put together first? Like, what should be like
Ooh.
some first steps?
First step is really hone in on what it is that you specifically and individually can add to a conversation. Oftentimes people are like, I have a great idea for a podcast. It's going to be diving into all the pop culture news of today. That's like, well, what is it that you can bring to that conversation that other people can't, right? So really finding that niche. Podcasting is an interesting space because people really love hearing somebody who is passionate about a specific thing, like deep dive nerd out on it. You cannot go too deep on a podcast. That's like why people are listening. And so if you, whatever it is that your specific interest or passion or talent is, make sure that whatever you're coming up with really fits with that, because people aren't listening to a podcast to hear a surface take that they can hear anywhere else. So that's one. Two, I would say get really, really hyper specific on who your audience is, right? Like, how old are they? Where do they live? What kind of life do they live, right? Like, I hear people say all the time, like, oh, my podcast is for everybody. And it's like, well, is it? Like, who is it really for? So getting super hyper clear about who it is that you're making this for and why. And then lastly, making sure that you have a understanding of how you are planning to do this with longevity and with sustainability. Like, I regret I really just kind of like rushed. I was like, I want to have a podcast. I'm just going to do it. And I really kind of set myself up for the work not being as sustainable as it could. Oftentimes people will start, like I think there's a stat that's like some wild percentage of podcasts don't make it past 3 or 4 episodes because they haven't built in like how you're going to do this with longevity. So really think long term, not short term when you're building out how to do it.